Hey, this is Enter Scoop Phase, and finally, after the North American delay and the Canadian delay, thanks Band-Aid, we finally have Starter Deck 10 we can go over. We're going to go over an unboxing of this, then we'll give you a budget build with two different decks smashed together, and then I'll have two deck lists afterwards. The deck list will more or less be the same, but the difference will be budget, as building this deck optimally is very high cost. So I'll have two options for that. One if you're willing to dump the money, and one if you are not, which is absolutely fair. Starter deck comes with 54 card deck, ready to go. Two of these memory counters. They're okay. I don't like that they're small or whatever, and that they're not just like a straight line, whatever. And some instruction cards. The Digimon card is Nyaramon. Inherit when attacking. If you've got a yellow Digimon in play, draw one, trash one. It's pretty good if you're running a purple base for this deck. If you're running a yellow base, you're obviously going to run a yellow egg instead. This is still a very good card. For Salamon, has Inherit. You may DNA Digivolve this Digimon and one of your others in play into a Digimon card by paying its distribution cost at end of turn. What this means is, if you pass turn or you go into negative memory and the turn's passing over to your opponent, you can still perform a DNA evolution if you've got the required stuff on hand. For Lopmon, it's vanilla. Don't run it. To Gatomon, yeah, you need to buy two of this deck. It sucks. Gatomon is incredibly good. On play, look at top three, grab a yellow and a purple, put them in your hand. For a 5 cost, yeah, that has to be a good on play. And on your turn, if you would Digivolve this into an Archangel or Fallen Angel, so you know, Angelmon, Lady Devimon, stuff like that, reduce the evolution cost by 2, which is great. And end of turn, it's the same Inherit as Salamon. For Angelmon, it's okay. On play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets security attack -2 to the end of your opponent's next turn. That means you hard play this thing for 6, so at the very least it's trying to make sure that you're not going to get rush killed next turn. The problem is you're still giving them 6 memory to play with. So, situational. Inherit if you have a purple Digimon in play, which you will, you'll evolve this into a Mastemon. Security attack +1. 2 Mastemon. DNA Digivolves from a yellow level 5 and a purple level 5. So in this case, in the case of this deck, it's Angelmon and Lady Devimon. On Digivolve, place a yellow or purple from your trash on top of your security stack face down, which is great. It's security recovery, but you get to choose what it is. When you DNA Digivolve, you can also search your stack for a level 5 or lower Digimon and play it without paying memory cost. That is amazing. This is an extender. You'll be able to hard play an Angelmon or a Lady Devimon, and if you don't have it in security, that also means you can pull one out of your trash, put in security, and then play it. And all turns, when you play another Digimon using an effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon whose level is less than or equal to what you played. That's pretty good. There's a lot of purple stuff that you can use to facilitate that. That also works off its own effect. You'll hard play level 5. That means you can also kill an opponent's level 5 or lower. You will typically be DNA Digivolving into this because a 5 cost for a regular evolution is very high. For Ghostmon, it's Garbo. Opponent's turn, if you got a yellow in play, this gets blocker. It's starter deck filler. You're not running this. 2 Tsukaimon. This is a fairly good card. It's not the best. On play, look at top 3, grab an Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel, and add it to your hand. That grabs all the ultimates and megas you need. It doesn't hit any of your level 4s or level 3s, though. It's not as good as the Vmon Searcher and the starter deck 9. It hits less targets. You're probably going to want to run yellow or purple memory boost depending on what your core color is instead of this guy. For Witchmon, this is a generic security thing we seem to be getting in all the starter decks lately. If it comes up in security, it gets played after the fight, and on play, return a purple level 5 from your trash to your hand. That's fine. In the case of this deck, you're getting Lady Devimon or any of your lower purples, or your dual colors, so you can grab Gatomon back with it. For Wizardmon, dual color vanilla, it's just to facilitate having the colors. Nothing amazing about it. 2 Bastimon, meh. On play, delete an opponent's level 3 Digimon. Sure, you can play it off Mastemon, but, you know, there's better things you can run instead of this. For Lady Devimon, pretty good card. You can still probably run the older Lady Devimon as well, the old BT one. On Digivolve, you may trash one card in your hand, reveal the top 2 cards to your deck, add a yellow and a purple with Angel, Archangel, Fallen Angel, and interface to your hand. So, searches more pieces, that's fine. Inherit all your yellow Digimon, get retaliation. That's pretty good. That means you can crash your low-level guys into high-level suspended Digimon and kill them. That's decent. For Junimon, this is a decent card. I tend to see a lot of this as like 1 of and a 2 of in a deck. It has Inherit Retaliation, that's fine. On Digivolve, trash the top 3 cards of your deck, then return any Digimon from trash to hand, so you can salvage anything. That's really good. You don't want to run too many of this if you don't have to, because obviously it'll still kind of brick, and it doesn't really push towards a win con, even though it's a mega. 2 Chaos Degradation. This is great. I love this card. It's so good. It is dual color though. You'll need a yellow and a purple on your board to be able to play it. Place one of your opponent's Digimon face down at the top or bottom of the security stack. If you do, the top card of the stack gets trashed, so for an 8 cost, you can just deal with anything on their board. Pretty much anything. You either put it on top just to make sure it dies, or you put it on bottom if it's some lower thing that you know that you can deal with later on in the game. And when it comes up in security, you just place one of your opponent's Digimon face down at the top or bottom of the stack. You don't get that extra retire, but you still get to remove something on their board. 4 Darkness Wave, trash the top 3 cards of your deck. Then if you've got a yellow in play, return a yellow or purple Digimon from your trash to your hand. That essentially means that this card is a dual color, even though it only needs purple. Because if you're just playing this with only purples up, you only get to trash top 3. So you ideally only want to play this when you've got both colors on board anyway. It's a salvage for 1 cost. That's pretty good. And on security, same thing. Not so good for security. I wish it was one of those add to hand instead, because you don't necessarily know if that comes up on your opponent's turn if you do have both colors out. So early game you may not. This thing kind of whiffs at that point, in which case it's just setting up your trash a bit. For Night Raid, this is reprint from BT2. Play 1 purple level 3 from your trash without paying memory cost. It does not get its on play. You get a purple level 3 out. That's fine. In this case, there's either Tsukaimon, which does nothing because it loses its on play, or Ghostmon. Give it blocker. It's fine if you need an emergency blocker out of your trash. That's pretty much it. Here's the budget build for smashing both these together. Egg, obviously. 4 Nyaramon. Only thing we got. Rookies, we're going to do 4 Salamon, 4 Ghostmon, 4 Tsukaimon. We're dropping a lot Mon. It's vanilla. We're not running that. Level 4s, 4 Gatomon, 4 Witchmon, 4 Wizardmon. That's all we got. Level 5s, 4 Anjuamon, 4 Lady Devimon, 3 Mastemon. Level 6, 4 Mastemon, 3 Junimon. Meh. Options, we cut down a bit. 4 Chaos Degradation. Still amazing. 2 each Darkness Wave and Night Raid. I don't like running more than that. It doesn't work very well. They'll clog your hand more than anything else. And we have 2 builds for you. The difference is one of them is using much more expensive stuff than the other. That's pretty much it. Here's the expensive one first. Starter, we're still just using Nyaramon. It still works very well for the deck. We're running some Floodgates here. 3 Gazimon, 1 Psychemon. Adjust as your meta demands. I'd say there's still more memory effects than reduction effects right now, so Gazimon more useful than Psychemon. 4 Salamon definitely still. Being able to just DNA Digivolve after a hard play and passing turn is still very good. For champions, running this BT4 Black Gatomon here. Playing it lets you rush with it, which is still very good, and Retaliation's nice. Not really that needed, but it's mainly there because it's a 6k with rush. 4 Gatomon, we need 4 Gatomon. That's just obvious. We dropped the starter deck Lady Devimon for this one. On Digivolve, draw 2, trash 2, and inherit. Once per turn, when you use an option card, you delete one of your opponent's level 3s. That's fine. It'll happen occasionally. Here's one of the big expensive ones, is the Magna Anjumon. It's great because it's yellow, it's level 5, and it's got 6k, which is important for Flame Hell Scythe. On play, it's recovery 1. That's it. It's great. This inherit, you don't care about. It's there. It's extra. It's bonus. You only care about this on play recovery +1. Still running this level 5 Anjumon here. I don't really like it that much, but Anjumons are way too expensive. I'm not running 4. It's still nice to be able to play it occasionally. You can use Flame Hell Scythe and get it out if you know something's coming and you need to security attack -2 it. Also still gives security attack +1 to all your purple guys. 2 of the new BT8 Ofanimon fall down mode. On Digivolve, if you got a purple in sources, delete an opponent's level 4. If you've got a yellow in sources, recovery +1. You'll be able to get both of them off if you evolve to a whole chain, because both of our champions are both colors, so you'll guaranteed have both colors. On deletion, you can play a purple or yellow level 4 or lower from your trash without paying memory costs, so you can easily get a Gatomon out to have a cheaper evolution cost again, or if it's your turn, you can crash this into something. If it dies, you'll get a black Gatomon and you can rush for Mastemon, just because it's still good. 2 Omnimon Zwart defeat. That's another super expensive one. This is a slower deck that does spam a lot of recoveries, so yeah, I do want to have Zwarts in here. I think 4 is a little overkill though, also considering it's like 50 US a piece, which is like 10,000 Canadian right now. It is also one of the only ways you can kill tamers, so that's nice, but being able to get this thing out of security that's really all that's there. 4 purple memory boost, since we dropped the crappy Tsukaimon. Our only other searcher has got him on, which is a level 4 hard play that costs 5, so yeah, purple memory boost. Almost everything in here is purple. It'll hit almost everything. You won't hit the Magnagimon, the Anjumon, or the Salamon, but everything else. 2 Flame Health Scythe. This is a new one for BT8. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6k for the turn, then play a purple or yellow with 6k or less from your trash, which is these. This is why it's good. This is why Magnagimon's here with 6k. This is why Black Automon's here with 6k. You can play either of those. 1 reinforcing memory boost because it's limited for a reason. It's good. It's essentially a look at top 2, pick which one of those you want in your security. If you see his work defeat, you're putting that in security. 3 Chaos Degradation because it's still a very good removal card. 4 TKs, Memory Fixer. Also on play, look at your stack, grab a card if it's yellow. I'm not entirely too sure about this. You could drop this for the BT8 Kari if you need. I don't think there's enough yellow for it, but since Purple Memory Boost only searches purple, I like to have a way to grab some yellow stuff if they end up in your security. And then Tactical Retreat. This is pretty much if you have a suspended guy or a guy you know is going to die or is Zwart defeat, put them in your security. There you go. And for the budget build, we're pretty much just chopping the Magnagimons. We're chopping these Zwart defeats. So we chop the Magnagimons. We're just going to have the regular starter deck Lady Devimon. It's much cheaper. Still works towards your win con. Still good. We're chopping the Zwart defeats. We're just putting in the older Mastemon on Digivolve. Trash card from the top of both player security stacks. Then you can free play a purple or yellow. That's level 4 or less from your trash. So you can still hard play a Black Automon and rush with it. That still works very well. And that's Starter Deck 10. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.